Good morning. As you can probably tell from my disheveled appearance, it's very early in the morning.
Something has happened.
Yes, so yesterday there was a leak from an Italian promoter for an Iron Maiden tour called Run for Your Lives.
Which we will put up here. So yesterday, and this came out before Maiden started dropping little hint videos on their
It
socials.
was like during, and like they put out like the first video, and then this poster was getting posted absolutely everywhere.
So we kind of saw the release of this leak first, and it kind of just got taken down from where we were looking at it immediately. So obviously that caught our eye.
Yeah, and it then started getting posted to Reddit and Facebook.
It spread like wildfire. Probably like 3 people saw it.
So it
And
was,
then
so it was like, okay, we can probably assume this is real if they're deleting it off of the forum because we know how Maiden is about releasing stuff. It's their way.
Exactly. So they release a couple of little hint videos. They're like in the early days, London streets, and then they're again in the streets with the Iron Maiden logo, and they're playing Phantom of the Opera, which obviously is raising people's eyebrows. Once we looked into that leak and figured out, okay, this is real. Well, now we have a full tour announcement.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot to peruse and a lot to think about and a lot to speculate about.
Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and read the press releases first?
Yes, so we have the 2025-2026 Run for Your Lives tour. What do they have to say?
Iron Maiden will start their Run for Your Lives tour on May 27th next year in Budapest, followed by 27 stadium, festival, and arena shows around Europe. The tour marks 50 years since Steve Harris formed the band in late 1975, and to celebrate this, Maiden fans are promised a very special set list spanning the 9 studio albums from Iron Maiden to Fear the Dark, with their most spectacular and elaborate show yet.
So the first striking thing when we first saw, what this tour was called is, okay, they're not going with any 50 years or anything.
But you can see on the little Eddie poster in the background,
On his forehead, he does have
he has
a tattoo.
50, so it's clearly, it's about 50 years.
It is about 50 years. This is not what we expected.
Not
like,
at all.
At all.
I was hoping for career spanning.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like Legacy of the Beast was almost the perfect 50-year career spanning tour, but it's already been done. So they have to come up with something different.
Yeah.
And I think it's I don't know if I'm super interested in the fact that it's just the first 9 albums.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what they do with it.
Yeah, because it's something for them to say it's a very special set list and their most spectacular and elaborate show yet when we had Legacy of the Beast.
That's a bold claim.
It's very, very bold, and it makes me wonder what they've got up their sleeve for it.
You know what? I believe them.
I do too. I know damn well they deliver on their shows. I'm just my slightest disappointment comes from the fact that there's still a lot of post-2000s material that I really want to hear, and this has pretty much squashed that because
it's becoming very fleeting now that would happen.
We don't have a lot of new tours because it's tours are years. It's not just this touring year, this tour. This is 2 years. We don't have a lot of Iron Maiden tours left, therefore I don't think that there's many opportunities for post-reunion material to make it back into the set. And that's just that, accepting that fact of damn, there's a lot of stuff I'm never going to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of Brave New World, Dance of Death. I mean, all those albums, there's a lot of stuff we're probably not going to see at this point.
Yeah.
However, we will hopefully get a deeper dive into their classic material.
Obviously, I only started seeing them in 2011, so I missed the early days.
There's still so much to see.
I missed Somewhere Back in Time, so there's a lot that I haven't seen that I, crossing my fingers, I get to see.
And obviously, what they play, that's a whole different video. We'll speculate on what they'll play, but this is just about the tour announcement.
Yeah, so moving on in the press release, special guests for the first half of the tour including the London and Dublin outdoor shows, but not the UK arenas, will be American rockers Hailstorm. The second half of the tour sees Sweden's Avatar, and finally, British metal band The Raven Age will open UK and Ireland shows.
Of course.
The festivals will, of course, be a festival billing. Fan club presale Monday the 23rd. Trooper VIP package is available. Says Bruce Dickinson, next year is a very special one for Iron Maiden, and we're going to be giving our fans a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is a tour that's going to put a smile on your face and a cheer in your throat. If you've seen us before, then get ready to take that experience to a whole new level. If you've never seen us before, then what the hell have you been waiting for? Now's your chance to find out what you've been missing. Iron Maiden's definitely going to get you. Manager Rod Smallwood adds 50 years of Maiden, and I have seen 46 of them. With well over 100 million albums sold and almost 2,500 shows in 64 countries and counting, to countless millions of fans, we are still loving every second and consider every tour a new challenge to bring something different and exciting to our fans. And for this special one, we're pulling out all the stops. We will cover classics and fan favorites from the first 9 albums, from Iron Maiden to Fear the Dark, many of which we haven't played in years, and many we will likely never play again in the future. We have already been hard at work for months putting together an even more spectacular and elaborate new show, which will bring the songs to life more than we have ever been able to do before. This is going to be a huge couple of years for Iron Maiden and Eddie, of course, and we're very excited about what we have up our sleeves for you fans throughout the whole of our 50th year. I promise you, you are all going to be very happy indeed. On Saturday, June 28th, the band will perform at the London Stadium, home of the West Ham Football Club, the team that band founder Steve Harris had supported throughout his life and whom Iron Maiden have a long storied history. This concert, in front of over 60,000 fans, will be the first time that Iron Maiden have performed on the club's hallowed turf, a true homecoming show with Steve Harris, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Nico McBrain all born in the surrounding areas. It will also be the biggest UK venue that the band has ever headlined outside of their festival appearances. Steve Harris says, "My love of football and support of the West Ham is no secret, and I know many of our fans around the world shared that with me too. So we're all very excited to be playing in London Stadium as part of the Run for Your Lives tour. We can't wait to see you all there. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks." He did not say the cheers, thanks.
Love playing football. Whenever any chance I get.
That's a long press release.
It is a long press release, and it's a pretty exciting press release too. See, we didn't have all this yesterday, so this was all like,
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to make a video yesterday, but like with respect to how the band does things and stuff.
With respect,
we just
we
thought
waited.
we need to wait, and it'd probably be better to get the press releases. And
So let's talk about when you first saw the promo for the leak for the Eddie and everything.
I thought it was fake.
You thought it was fake.
I was reverse image searching that Eddie because I did for a bit think that it was pretty good AI Eddie art, like not like. I know Akirent did the art for it and not trying to be like, oh, this looks like AI, but it's just like you question it when you see things for the first time. Like when I saw the Future Past Eddie for the first time, like this looks
Well,
it's
just like when you're scrolling Facebook now and you see like a ship made of Coke cans. You have to question if it's AI. So I understand.
Yeah, so I was obviously, like I said, just a tiny bit disappointed because it wasn't what I expected at all. Like I wasn't expecting Iron Maiden to Fear the Dark.
No, and that's it.
But this press release excites me.
My very first thought before I even like read everything was just looking at the Eddie, and then I saw in the corner it said Fear of the Dark, and I was thinking, are they doing a Fear of the Dark tour? Like, what the hell is this?
No.
But I mean, obviously the Eddie is meant to be like an amalgamation of all the Eddies as one.
I will say he's not my favorite Eddie, but we'll see. We'll see what that's like. Obviously, we have so much speculation to do that we're not going to do in this video. Set list, Eddie, stage, that's all for another day.
Yeah, but obviously we have dates now. They're starting at the end of May in Budapest. Mm-hmm. So now we have things to think about.
We haven't even got to use our tickets that we bought last year for this year's tour. We haven't even left yet. We're already going to be buying tickets for next year.
Yeah, and we're not complaining because obviously we expected this, and more Maiden is always good.
And we are living in the golden years, truly. So, penny spent on Maiden I'm happy. Happy to.
It's what we do. I mean, it's
my vacation. I don't we don't drink, we don't eat out, so it's just like it's all just saved for this. Love it.
It's great.
I love every bit of it.
So we have a lot of speculating to do with fans and of course with you guys.
Yes.
And there's a lot of shows to think about. Another thing that's kind of interesting is all those UK dates.
Yes.
We definitely didn't see that coming.
Yeah, because people were saying that Nico said a UK date, so they're all like, oh, they're just going to play download, but there's like actual dates, and that London Stadium date sounds really cool.
Pretty historic.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one we've got our eye on.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough with all these good dates, like, you know, trying to figure out. Because it's like, I just finished planning this year's tour.
Literally.
Like, I literally just, like, I bought my last flight, and I'm like, good, I get a break. Now it's just like, okay, getting behind the wheel again.
Yeah. I guess the only other thing to bring up is the fact that I've never seen them do this before, but on their first announcement of a tour, it says both years, 2025, 2026. It's very strange. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I first saw the leak, I was like, are they going to release 2 years of dates all at once?
No, because you got to assume that 26 is going to include the U.S., and if that's the case, it's like it would not be smart to release those dates really far ahead, especially when we haven't even got these dates out. So.
Now, do you think that the fact that they're calling it a world tour, they're going to take this to Australia again?
I do, because Bruce was actually hinting to the Australian fans that they would be back. So I think that 26 is going to see much more of the world. Like, probably won't be a humongous U.S. tour. I assume it'll, you know, it'll be like we're doing Australia, some places in Asia, like maybe Japan again. I don't know how soon they would go back to
Maybe
do
just
that.
the biggest markets in the UK.
South America,
or
obviously.
yes.
I'm sure they'll be back to Australia after what Bruce said. So
Yeah. So run for your lives. Let's see if they play something from No Prayer for the Dying. And maybe, just maybe, they pull out Steph's Big Dream.
yes. If anybody's watching, y'all know.
We know you are.
Y'all know what I want from here to eternity. You know, God, on this tour, even if it doesn't close the set, put it in there. But if it closes the set, what? Because it's Iron Maiden, From Fear of the Dark. Say you start with like Prowler or Phantom of the Opera, you could end with From Here to Eternity.
Do all 9 albums in a row, a song or two. But, however, I don't know if you noticed, but like the way they put under the tour poster, it says From Iron Maiden
I know.
to Fear of the Dark, like From Here to Eternity.
Yes. See, that would have been a great name for the tour. The From Here to Eternity tour. 50 years of Iron Maiden.
From Here to Eternity.
But yeah, actually, I know that's obviously just a pipe dream that they would close with that. But one song, just before we get into our speculations, one song that I'm really hoping to hear is Sanctuary, because I've never got to hear that song before.
Fair enough, yeah.
And that would make a good closer.
I've already got a bunch of songs in my head. I'm sure you guys do too. And we will talk about that in due course.
In due course. Something I did notice, though, is, like, people were doing their speculations already yesterday, before this was even, like, a confirmed tour.
And they're so heavy on the
They're
90s.
so heavy on the 90s. Like, this isn't a 90s tour. I know, like, everybody was saying, like, oh, well, that's the next step in their history. I'm like, it's like...
I don't think they're going to do much.
If they're playing stadiums, they have to play, like, things like Mariner and shit. But, you know.
Oh, you're going to bring up Mariner now. No. We save Mariner for video.
We save, so...
We'll be back
Yeah.
with more on this tour.
Very exciting. Let us know your thoughts below, where you might be going, if you're excited or disappointed about this tour, if you're just... I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I want to read them, because that's all I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to get no work done.
There's only so many tours we have left, new tours. So
Enjoy it.
let's enjoy all the speculation. Just take it in, and we'll have a really good time together, as you know this community always does.
Yes. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to our Patreon members for their loving support, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.